Hi, I'm Joey, and the card I'm going to make today, we're going to be doing a few different techniques. So we're going to be heat embossing, die cutting, and then we're using the freshly cut flowers range. So to begin with, we need a square card, and we're using the largest of the nesting heart dies. So we put this in the centre. For this, we need to tape this down. I don't normally like doing the taping down, but we do because we need this to be central. But if you put your tape nearer to the centre, if it does rip the surface of your card, then it rips the bit you don't actually need. So we'll just have to cut this on the X cut. So just wind that through. I'll bring it back just because it's easy for me to get. So there we've got the aperture. When you take this off now, just be gentle that you don't rip the surface of the card, because it's gone through there and it's got some pressure. It can rip the surface of the card if you just rip it off without thinking. So there we've got the aperture ready. So the next thing we need to do is to heat emboss one of the shapes. So I've got the New Bare Basics, and for my card I'm going to use Hello. So I'm going to heat emboss it with white first. So I've got my white ink. So put the white ink all over. So you could actually just leave this white without embossing it, but I quite like it embossed, so we'll emboss it. So I've got a white ink, but we could use a clear ink, but I've got a white one. So just shake that off. Put that back in. So just make sure it's all melted. That's it. It's quite hard to see white on white, but I think that's fine. And then for the next piece, what we'll do is stick this down because we need this to dry before we move on. So put some glue on one end and the other. Open this out so that when we glue it, we don't glue the card shut, which is quite easy to do. So we just put that on there, press it on, and then we just leave that to one side to let that dry. While that's drying, we can cut out the background paper. So I'm going to cut a mat that's going in the back of the card. So this is out of the freshly cut flowers. So I'm going to cut it to 5.5 inches by 5.5. Yep. And get this back. And we can stick this down to the back now. We're going to stick this into the, just with a little mat around the edge. So now what you've got to do is arrange your flowers around this bottom edge, a bit like flower arranging. So put my glue on there, and I love that one just down the edge there. And then you can put these however you want to do it, really. This is the configuration I've done, but you don't have to do that. This one is stuck from the back. So if you just go in there and put that in so you can just see that sticking out. And then I think this one, I chopped actually the bars off there. Stuck that on there. So you just carry on adding your different embellishments, and there's loads to choose from. So I think there. I think I added some of these little blue ones as well. Put that on there. And you could kind of add a bit of dimension if you wanted to. So you could kind of stick it on a bit more three-dimensional if you wanted to. Put that on there, I think. Just stick that in. And then for the final piece, what I've done is use the gems, and I love this like spring collection. So I've just stuck 3 at one edge, so graduating, going smaller but changing colour. So we have a pink, a green, and then I want a tiny pink one. And then the same on the other end. So we want a pink here. And the next size green. Sorry. So just put the final gem on there. I hope you like this card. Thanks for watching.